Welcome back, everybody, to the Weekly Wizard Podcast. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. We are so excited to kick off the new year with you guys. We are going to talk today about the finale of Hawkeye, and then we're going to cover some of our favorite things from 2021, whatever those things may be.
You know, year-end wrap-up.
Yeah,
things,
a little wrap-up, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Hawkeye was... I keep hearing a lot of things about it, and I loved it. I mean,
I did too. It was. I wouldn't say it was as good as I thought it was going to be, but I still think it was really good.
Seeing Vincent D'Onofrio like ripping car doors off and
that was
throwing Echo around. I mean,
so and I don't know if you know, but like he is categorized as strong as a human being can be without being considered superhuman.
Yeah.
Like I just recently learned that, and I was like, that explains a lot. But I knew that he was good with like hand to hand, and obviously he was super strong, but I didn't realize that he was that strong.
Peak of
like
his
size.
Yeah,
like anything past that and you're literally a superhuman.
Yeah.
And it kind of showed in the show. I mean, there was that part where Kate shoots him with the arrow, and he's just like, doesn't like pull it out.
Yeah.
He just breaks it and then gets mad. It's like,
doesn't even phase him.
Yeah. I really like the way that they wrapped it all up.
Yeah.
I think I love how it ended with her like trying to pick out names as they're like walking into the house, and he's like, "Oh, I got one." And then it cuts to the title screen. I was like, okay, that was really clever. That was cool.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was cool that he made it home for Christmas, and and he even kind of
took the stray home, the strays. Home.
And then even kind of squared away that stuff with Yelena. Like I wasn't sure how that was gonna end.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they kind of hashed that out, and now she's gonna go do whatever it is that she's.
The new Black Widow.
Whatever Black Widow has going on nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't know.
God, she was so good. Florence Pugh.
Yeah, it was great.
Stole the scene every time she was on the screen.
Did a great job. I mean, her humor throughout the show was just the way she was just kind of like, oh, okay, Bishop, like just that that little bit of just kind of silliness really made the role for me.
It was fun.
I don't know how I felt about the fight scene with Kingpin though. It seemed
where he's like throwing Kate around.
He's literally just kind of like sumo wrestling, like pushing her, and like don't get me wrong, like she's totally eating it, like she's like flying across the room, but like I thought maybe there'd be like some more like going on.
I feel like he's trying to show his strength, but like
he showed
kill her.
Yeah, I mean he was he let her know what's up.
Yeah. And she kept coming back for more.
And that was very impressive because I'm just like, man, like some of he was just throwing her, and like she's just like, a little cap action. I can do this all day.
Yeah, right.
That was awesome.
You throw me once, man, I'm down.
Yeah, I was about to say, you throw me that hard,
throw me.
It's probably gonna leave some serious marks, a little internal bleeding there. But I was pretty shocked that she called the cops on her mom and like had her.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. I mean, you kind of picked up on when they were talking about like making the hard choices and stuff, like in the middle of the episode.
I very quickly went from, God, Jack's a weird dude, to, oh man, I love this guy.
I love how they just literally flipped a switch and he was just like everybody's favorite guy.
Yeah, he's the coolest guy in the whole show.
He's just like, like haha, like fighting these like random thugs out front of the thing with a sword.
Yeah.
Like, that was spectacular.
Great.
I love how they kind of had this like little shroud of mystery and like, kind of not so trustworthiness.
You think he's a bad guy,
and then right at the end they're like, "Oh, what? No,
this guy's awesome.
He's awesome. Yeah, no, he's on our side." But like sword fighting bad guys out front, that was hilarious.
That was great.
I really liked the scene in the ice rink. I thought that was pretty cool. I liked the way they handled that. Those arrows, man. So many arrows and so many crazy different
arrows.
They're so cool, man. Yeah, a nice little party trick, and it was really cool to kind of see them show some of those off and kind of put those to good use. That was cool. I was hoping for like another like Pym arrow.
Oh yeah.
I was really hoping for another cool scene like that, because when they dropped that one on the bridge, man, that was super cool.
That was.
But yeah, overall, I mean,
well,
this show was.
What about Echo shooting?
So yeah,
And then it just cuts away.
I'm excited to see how her show plays out now. Like because now I feel like the Kingpin is going to be involved, and he's just going to be trying to get back at her and it's just
shooting him,
this crazy
breaking away from him.
Well, and I feel
he
like
raised her, kind of.
It's funny because
but he also had her father killed, so
it's like if you know comics, you know that bullet didn't off him.
Yeah.
And so like he's just gonna come back around.
Yeah.
So I'm really stoked to see how, and that was a very interesting way to kind of leave them. She's just like done. Like,
and that's it. We don't see either one of them.
Yep. Yeah. That was it. No, I'm excited to see. I wasn't expecting what was his name? Kazi, her buddy. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to go out like that. I didn't think he was gonna be that much of a douche.
Yeah.
Right there in the last moments. I thought maybe he would kind of come around and like.
No.
But no. Apparently he's just a huge tool.
From reading the comics, I was pretty
convinced I was gonna have. Yeah. No, I hadn't been reading, so I wasn't expecting that.
His name in the comic books is the Clown, Kazi the Clown. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's it kind of lends to itself. All right. But yeah. No. Overall the show was great, man. I really enjoyed. Just the overall tone of the show. It was lighthearted, and nothing was ever like crazy serious, and it was just kind of more fun action, and it was really good. And I really liked that they pulled the Kingpin in, and kind of I thought it was weird how like at the end of the 5th episode we get the tease on the phone. And then the way they introduce him in the 6th one, he literally just like kind of like walks through this like bead door, and he's wearing this like Hawaiian. I'm like, okay, I guess this is how we're doing this. That threw me off. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of ruined the whole first bit. I was like, why are you wearing that?
Right. Now I know next week we're gonna be talking about like looking forward, but we can kind of talk a little bit about like what's coming up in the MCU now that this show has ended.
Yeah.
We don't have anything for.
So it's so funny. I just saw it was this really cool picture. It was like all laid out. It was like this many days till It was like Morbius comes out in the end of January, and then it was like Multiverse of Madness comes out in May or whatever, and then it was like Thor: Love and Thunder comes out, and it literally just had like this is how many days. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like.
Now, we don't know where Morbius is going to fall in the MCU, and like they haven't really.
After Spider-Man No Way Home,
technically everything's MCU.
Yeah, exactly. No, after that, it's all MCU canon to me. I don't care how it pans out. Like the way because even in the trailers, like you have like, Michael Keaton and like, it's happening. Like it's all there, and I'm
excited to see it.
Me too. I'm actually genuinely excited to see Morbius.
He's never been one of my favorite characters, but he's
definitely. He's one of those like lower tier, but when in the '90s show when he was in it, it was cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm excited to see that. And Jared Leto's awesome.
I like Jared Leto a lot.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Just because I think it's going to be a good movie, and plus I'm kind of liking like the horror aspect of it. Like I'm really that's the part. Dark. That's the part I'm ready to see them dive into that. And they say that Multiverse of Madness is supposed to be like a kind of like a scary movie, but
we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not really buying it.
I think it's just going to be an out there like.
Yeah, I think it's going to be trippy, weird. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm expecting. I
have to say I've seen almost all of the MCU movies in 3D. The first Doctor Strange movie was probably the coolest one, like in 3D with all the buildings like
just collapsing in on you.
Yeah. So, like when I go see the movies in theaters, I like to go see them in 3D because I'll never see them in 3D.
You never get a chance to
do it. You never get a chance to do it again. So I might as well do it the first time. Black Widow literally added nothing to the movie. Shang-Chi, there were some cool parts with like the rings shooting and stuff.
Yeah, I bet that was cool.
It really didn't add anything to the movie. Doctor Strange,
it was
everything. I'm so glad I got to see that in 3D. just because of the
geometry.
Yeah.
I love how in Spider-Man No Way Home he's like, is this geometry?
Yeah.
He's like looking around like, is that what this is? Like,
saw that one
was hilarious.
and that scene was super cool in 3D.
I'm sure that was amazing.
Yeah.
In 3D. Yeah. See, I don't ever go because back when it first came out, that was like the most popular thing. Like when like Spy Kids 3D dropped, and like I swear, after that, any time that like I went and saw a movie in 3D, it didn't add a thing for me, and I was just like, I'm wearing these glasses for nothing. Like,
I don't normally go see any other movies besides the Marvel movies in 3D just because I feel the same way. It's just they're stupid.
Yeah.
The coolest movie I ever saw in 3D though was Dread.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Most of the movie, the 3D doesn't really add much. But remember when that drug slow-mo that they had? Every time they would go into one of the slow-mo scenes in 3D, there's like bullets flying and stuff. And, it was incredible. And super like Matrix style slow-mo.
Yeah,
like,
bullet time. Yeah.
Bullet time, yeah.
That's awesome.
That was actually one of the coolest movies I've ever seen in 3D. But outside of that movie, I've only seen Marvel movies in 3D. Like, I don't think I've ever seen another movie. Oh, I saw Avatar in 3D. I hated that movie so much. But
it was, I liked it.
It was
but I didn't see it in 3D. Like,
so. It was a pretty movie.
Yeah. Very visually pleasing. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't, 3D for me is just kind of
Yeah, no, it's normally pointless.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I don't ever pony up for it. But I mean,
I kind of want to go see Spider-Man No Way Home again. Like, not in 3D, just see the things that I missed.
I'm pretty sure that I have to, just like by like nerd code.
Yeah.
Like, I have to go see that again, or otherwise.
I just haven't had time because of holidays and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, holidays, and then just trying to get back into the swing of regular life, and oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, no, I'm excited for all these things we got lined up, and the first thing is going to be Morbius. I think that'll be a good way to kind of kick off the year. Yeah, I think so.
And then I guess it would be Multiverse of Madness next. Thor: Love and Thunder, and then we're not
technically it's Batman next.
Oh yeah, Batman. Yeah.
That's what I'm like. That's for
what,
me.
February, right?
March. Yep.
Okay.
And now we're in January. We are. Oh man, we are chomping at the bit right now.
I'm excited for it. I think it is the weirdest thing in the world that they hired such a good-looking guy like Colin Farrell to be the Penguin. But when you see him in the trailer as the Penguin, you're like, damn, that looks awesome.
I love that, but I also
Danny DeVito.
I just saw a trailer for a show that he's in called The Gentleman.
Okay.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Man, the trailer looked awesome. Like Colin Farrell is just he's so good.
I like him. Yeah.
And
I'm excited to see what he does as the Penguin. And they're giving him a show too. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. And like when I saw the trailer for this Gentleman show on Netflix, like it just it reminded me like, oh yeah, like he's amazing. That's why he's getting his own show as the Penguin.
Yeah.
Like I'm really that's gonna.
Who would watch
awesome.
a show about the Penguin?
I'm about to.
Colin Farrell is the Penguin. I'm down. I'm all about it.
I'm in. Yeah.
I like how they're doing this too. Like they're doing this for Peacemaker also, and come on, John Cena as Peacemaker.
So Penguin isn't the only show that the Batman movie is making a spin-off. They're doing a GCPD.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. I did hear about that.
Like that's gonna be awesome.
Is what's his name?
Talking about the guy who's playing Gordon?
Yeah.
I think so.
I hope so. I like him a lot. So. What's his name? Wright. Jeffrey Wright.
Yep.
Yes.
He
is such a good actor. Have you ever watched Westworld?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, he played Bernard.
I hear crazy things about that show.
Oh.
It's either like, yo, so good, or what? Like,
it's a bit of both.
That's what I've got. Haven't dived into
show,
it yet.
Like you. I would like for you to go in and watch the first season not knowing anything, because if you have any spoilers, then the first season might not be as great. But if you go in not knowing anything, watching it, it is one of the best shows I've ever seen. There's so many twists and turns that you do not even realize. And now, when I was watching it, I had to watch it week by week by week. So
Terrible.
Now you could just go binge watch the whole 10 episodes or whatever.
That's how I roll.
So,
that's what I do.
Man, I was on Reddit every week, speculation.
Wow.
Oh man, I was into the mythos of this show.
That's hilarious.
I never liked that. I've never liked that with any other show. But that show, because there was so much stuff just hidden in the background of it, and that was the whole point of the show, it was a maze. It was, there was so much stuff hiding in plain sight, and you just had to piece it together. You had to, and that's what made the show so much fun. And Jeffrey Wright is one of the main stars of it.
Okay.
And
I'll check it out.
Oh God, his character arc twist was one of the best I've ever seen. Like I literally like when they revealed it,
that's awesome.
I screamed at the TV set. It was so good.
Hey, that's how you know a show is good, when you have a visceral reaction to some like when we were in the theater and Andrew Garfield jumps through the portal and the whole theater is like,
hell
yes!
Everybody goes nuts.
Yeah, man. Like that's how you know it's good. Like, yeah. But no, yeah. So I'm
Batman is.
I'm excited to see Jeffrey Wright play Jim Gordon.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be awesome. I love him as an actor.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to see what's his name? Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Dude, I'm really the thing I'm the most excited about is just this realism.
Yeah.
Just like what Nolan did, only this one's gonna be even darker. The way, I can't remember the dude's name who's playing Riddler.
I don't remember.
But he's amazing. Yeah. And I just in these trailers, they did another trailer, right? Have you seen the newest? It just dropped I haven't. Weeks ago. Dude,
I need to watch that.
I'm telling you, man, they're making this dark.
Did you see Todd McFarlane revealed the he's doing action figures for it, and he revealed the unmasked Robert Pattinson action figure that he's doing for it, and it looks awesome.
No,
he just revealed it either today or I saw it this morning on Facebook.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go scroll on the gram.
It's got the black around the eyes. It looks like he just pulled the cowl off. The action figure looked incredible. I mean, I love Todd McFarlane action figures to begin with.
Yeah, naturally.
And his whole DC multiverse line is just
anything, and not even just just all of their toys are just a cut above, dude. What is he? It's he's the 5th largest toy producer in the world.
Yeah.
What?
I used to own so many Spawn, and I hate that I sold it off a few years ago, but yeah, I used to have the first 7 or 8 lines.
You were telling me about
Spawn
that.
figures.
It's so crazy, man.
I was in $1,000 for them.
I was in Florida last week.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. And I went into a random shop. Anytime I'm out of town, I go and hit up a random shop.
Always.
Yeah, I went to this shop, and it was really old school.
Yeah.
And they had toys from the prehistoric ages, dude.
Oh, yeah.
The boxes, the plastic on the boxes were turning yellow.
Oh,
that's how old they were, dude. And some of them were Spawn toys, dude. And
that's awesome.
I'm bro, this is so old.
I'm
afraid if I took it out of the box, it would just crumble in my hands, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really cool to see that, man.
You know what some of my favorite McFarlane figures were? He did some rock figures, rock stars. And so there was an Alice Cooper figure.
Oh, I bet that was dope.
Oh, it was so cool.
That's awesome.
There was an Ozzy Osbourne.
That's the one I'm getting.
There was a Rob Zombie.
Okay.
Oh, dude, the Rob Zombie figure was sick.
Damn. Okay, that's.
He did he's done multiple Kiss lines. I'm not the biggest Kiss fan, but I had Todd McFarlane's Kiss line.
Basically, what we're saying, fam, is if you're looking for toys, McFarlane toys is the way to go. That's all.
He did Walking Dead line.
Oh, he's done everything.
He did a lot of sports. I never bought into the sports figures.
I can't. I'm literally over here looking at I'm seeing an Omni-Man toy right now that I didn't even know existed, and I'm
yeah, I got Omni-Man and Invincible. Those are not McFarlane though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, those aren't.
Huh. Then that means they're not as good. Okay.
They are pretty cool.
Dude, Omni-Man is. I cannot wait to get some news on when season 2 is coming.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't happen this year, I'm gonna be bummed out.
I heard it's kind of getting pushed back, unfortunately. Yeah, no. I think they're making more episodes though. I think that's why.
Okay.
Did you hear about the date that they released yesterday? The Boys, season 3.
No.
June the 3rd.
Awesome. I need to finish season 1 and 2.
What?
I know. I watched like the first like 4 episodes of The Boys, and then I got sidetracked.
How did you watch 4 episodes and not finish it?
I
Blowing
got
my mind
sidetracked,
here.
man. But what I saw, I absolutely loved.
Oh,
So
The Boys is one of the best
I'm gonna
shows.
have no problem jumping right back into it and getting caught up. But honestly, if season 3 is about to drop, I'm probably just gonna wait until that happens, and then I'll just binge all 3 seasons.
So this season is exciting. It's gonna have Jensen Ackles from Supernatural.
Is he one of the brothers?
Yeah, he's one of the brothers. Yeah,
The one with the longer hair or the short blonde hair?
I don't remember. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I've never watched Supernatural. I just know he's
watched
from
a
Supernatural.
few episodes. That's it.
So I've seen a few episodes, and what I saw was really, really cool. My problem is there's like 15 episodes, 24 episodes a season, 1 hour long each, and it's like I don't have enough time in my life to devote to that. Had I been watching it from the beginning, I probably would have watched it all the way to the end.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Yep.
I
But,
didn't.
yeah, no,
I
we're way past that. Yeah.
But
At this point, it's like Walking Dead. It's like, no, there's too
But
much.
I know like people have been freaking out because Jensen Ackles is
Okay.
no, he's the shorter hair one. Yeah, he's the shorter hair one.
The short blonde?
Now that I think about it, yeah, because
Okay, hey.
yeah, he's
Let's
the
go. That'd be dope.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. As soon as season 3 drops, I'll probably just binge all 3 seasons in one go.
We had
Right.
Herogasm 1 through 6, which was like a side story.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I remember.
So that guy on the cover, that's who he's playing, Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, you okay? Anyway, so let's talk about some things that we're most excited about. I mean, obviously, the not things that we're most excited about. Things our favorite things from 2021. Let's recap. We'll do like our top 3 picks, and we'll just kind of like you go, I go, you go, I go. It doesn't have to be in any particular order, but you know what were you digging?
Kind of my 3. We'll go 3, 2, 1, kind of for me.
Sure.
Least.
Yeah.
Daredevil, Chip Zdarsky's run of Daredevil ended this year, and Devil's Reign began, and Chip Zdarsky's run of Daredevil is one of the greatest.
I've heard
ever
nothing
read.
but good things. Ever. Yeah, I've heard nothing.
It was dark,
but good things.
We got a new Daredevil. Basically, it's Elektra. Yeah. And, she looks sick too. In the Daredevil.
I've seen the artwork. Yeah,
So, Daredevil, not Matt Murdock, but Daredevil gets thrown in prison for accidentally killing someone. So, but he fights so that he can be thrown in prison as Daredevil, not Matt Murdock. So he doesn't have to reveal his identity. So he ends up going to jail as Matt Murdock. So Hell's Kitchen still needs a Daredevil. They still need a vigilante, a crime fighter. Here comes Elektra.
That's
awesome. It's great. And then as that ends and Devil's Reign begins, basically, so Kingpin has been the mayor of New York this whole time.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was kind of a Trump-esque thing when they made him the mayor of New York. You know, it was kind of playing on that. And he now wants. There's something missing, and he can't figure out what it is. Like he feels like he should know who Daredevil's identity is, and he's going through his paper. He's got like this shack with like paperwork, and it's like stuff that he can hold over people's heads, and he feels like he should know Daredevil's identity, but Daredevil had that magically removed, kind of No Way Home-ish, you know?
Yeah,
kind of, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And so the Kingpin now feels like he has this piece just missing out of his brain. And so now he's like freaking out, and he doesn't want any superheroes in his city at all. And so he's created this team of Thunderbolts. You know what Thunderbolts are? Yeah. They're bad guys that are good guys now.
Like the Suicide Squad kind of. Yeah.
Kind of, yes. Yeah. But these guys aren't even trying to be good guys. Like they're villains.
Yep.
Working for the Kingpin, fighting the good guys because they don't want heroes in New York City anymore. Okay. So
I can't wait till it comes out in
a
collected edition so I can get my hands on that. I've been looking forward to that ever since I started hearing about how good it was.
Has been absolutely amazing.
That's
and
awesome.
I can't wait to see where Devil's Reign goes. We've got 2 issues out. None of the side stories have come out yet, but there's a whole bunch of side issues and stuff like that. There's going to be an X-Men tie-in. Very excited about that one.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
So yeah, so
that was your number 3.
Yeah. Chip Zdarsky's run of Daredevil, the end of that, the beginning of Devil's Reign.
You know what? I'll start mine at my number 3 as well, and I will probably start off with a comic as well. I'm gonna have to give it to Donny Cates and his Hulk run.
The Hulk
that
run
just started at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think only the first issue came out in the year of 2021. Did the second one? Oh, the second one dropped before. Oh, yeah, that's right. It did. Yeah. Okay. So only 2 episodes dropped in the year of 2021, and I'm still. That is way up there for me. Yeah.
Great series.
Just because I also know that the potential that's going to carry on with, like, that was a big one.
I want to just give a little shout out to the ending of Immortal Hulk during the year 2. I thought that ended very well.
To read that.
Yeah, I know.
I
know. It's so
Marvel,
good.
print more omnibus for me, please. But yeah, no, I would say that's got to be at least in the top 3 for me. I mean, it blew me away. I wasn't ready for it to be that damn good. Like
he's a good writer.
He's on one.
He's also writing Thor right now.
Yeah. I forgot. Oh man, how did I even? You know what? I'm just gonna say Donny Cates is my number 3. Just everything he did in the year of 2021 was absolutely
Venom ended this
magic.
Year too.
Yeah. He was on Venom, he was on Thor, and now he's on Hulk all in 1 year. And I'm telling you,
and he had his big crossover this year too, the King in Black.
Yeah,
that was
there is nothing that this man touches that I do not fall in love with. So you know what? I'm going to put him as a person. He is my number 3. One of my favorite things from 2021.
Let me tell you, his newest issue of Thor, it's got a new character in it, and it's already a $15 book. So I think you need to grab yours out of your box. So the 1 in 25. So normally, 1 in 25 means I have to order 25 copies of the book to get this just one copy of this. And the 1 in 25, normally I sell them for like $25, right? This one's going for well over $100 on eBay already.
Whoa!
I got a $100 price tag on that one. Yeah, like.
Oh, it's over there. Oh, yeah. I need to get my eyes on that before I take off. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a cool cover, but just the fact that it's a new character, like, I mean, you go back and look at like when new characters come out. Like, I have a first appearance of Scout, which is the all new Wolverine number 2. She was Honey Badger, and then she became Scout.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
1 in 25 for that's like $400.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So, like the issue 2 is like a $50 book.
Howzers.
The 1 in 25 is like a $400 book. It's insane that the 1 in 25s, because they're so limited, they're so rare. So if it's got a new character in it, man, those things.
Well, and that was like, I mean, what, when Punchline dropped?
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The very day that it came out, it was selling for $60.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
was that Batman 89 or is that the Hell Arisen 3?
Hell Arisen 3. That's the one. Yep.
Because her mouth was in a Batman book before Hell Arisen 3, so that's the cameo appearance, and then there was the first full appearance.
I really wish that the comic book community would just do away with this whole
teasing the
cameo first appearance. Yeah, because if that was the case, I would have the very first appearance of Wolverine.
Oh yeah, you would, yeah.
Like, what are we out here doing? Come on, guys.
I got them both. I got no dog in this fight. Hey, that book has been just skyrocketing.
Yeah,
180 has just been taken off.
I mean, that's because no one can afford 181 now.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Anyways, that was my number 3. Donny Cates is a pure legend. I will support him until the day he or I die.
Yeah.
I'm every book, like. Except Crossover. I haven't read Crossover, which I hear nothing. Yeah, nothing but amazing things about.
This newest issue, blew my mind.
Yeah.
Every issue has blown my mind on this, and what was so much fun is he writes issue 1 through 6, ends the story arc, and then Chip Zdarsky comes in, and he's one of my favorite writers too. Comes in and writes an issue, and it was phenomenal. And then Donny Cates took back over, and just each issue has just blown my mind.
That's awesome.
Crossover, if y'all haven't read this, is one of the best. Do you have any Crossover?
No, I know what it's about. I get the concept, and I know kind of like the backdrop and all that. But
I feel like it's a hard book for them to advertise because like they would be spoiling something like in every one of because every one of them just this random character from some other comic book pops up and it's like, oh,
okay,
wow,
no, I'm excited to get my hands on that because
crossover is fun.
Donny Cates is the man. So that was my number 3. What's your number 2?
Number 2 would probably be the end of Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run and the beginning of Spider-Man the Beyond. So I really enjoyed Nick Spencer's. It had a lot of ups and downs.
I heard some controversial, you know what I mean, kind of hype and flops there. So
I mean, there were some of the storylines that were like, oh, that's kind of stupid. But some of them, and this one was older, the Hunted storyline. That was one of the first comics that almost made me cry. Like I was sitting there like sad.
That's only the first one in all your life.
Yeah, I don't cry watching movies. I don't cry watching.
I don't either. But I tell you what,
shows.
I've definitely teared up reading a book or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6.
This. Okay, it was during the Hunted storyline, and it was a character called the Gibbon.
Oh yeah, the big
like a monkey
dude. Yeah, the Gibbon. Oh dude.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So the Hunted storyline, the Craven takes every hero or villain that is based on an animal, releases them in Central Park. Like he kidnaps them all, puts them in Central Park with a dome over it so that they can't get out, and he starts hunting them. And so this was like you know how they do the like 28.1 books, like it's not in the direct continuity,
it's just outside
it's like
of it.
book.
Yeah.
So they did one of these, and it was about the Gibbon. And so this is just some minor character that
I feel like I know where this is going. I feel like I heard about what happened to the
God.
poor Gibbon.
So it's going back and forth, and it's telling like how he became the Gibbon, and like he had this rough life, and he's abused, and he couldn't get like anywhere, like, and so he ends up going to this life of crime, even though he doesn't want to, but that's where his life has led him, and then he just gets unceremoniously killed by Craven.
Off by Craven.
Yeah, and it's like I just sit there at the end of this book, just like.
I feel like that's one of those like of Mice and Men. You ever seen that? Like, the brothers at the edge of the river. Or whatever. Like I feel like it would pull a heartstring like that. You're just like, poor Gibbon, man.
Yeah, like this character I've never cared about before in my life, and
but that's just saying something to the writer.
This was a few years ago, but it was like I felt like one of the best of Nick Spencer's run of
bits was that.
Yeah, and he ran for 74 issues. He was writing it for quite a while, and it definitely had some awesome parts to it. And then the Beyond started at 75, and so right now they have like 3 writers on it, 4 writers. I don't even know. Because it just keeps jumping from writer to writer, and they're releasing it weekly. Yeah, so they'll release 3 issues a month, and then 1 side issue a month. So it'll be like 82.BY is what it's called.
Okay.
And so we're getting like weekly Spider-Man issues right now.
I mean, that's nice though,
and I'm enjoying it. So basically, the Beyond Corporation has copyrighted Spider-Man and hired Ben Reilly to be Spider-Man.
What?
Yeah. So they're trying to like enforce their copyright, so they don't want Miles Morales to be Spider-Man. They don't want Peter Parker to be Spider-Man, and they don't know who these people are.
Right. Yeah.
So they just don't want these people being Spider-Man. They don't want Spider-Man in Brooklyn. They don't want the other Spider-Man. That's what they call him. So Ben Reilly, and they don't even know Ben Reilly's a clone of the original Spider-Man. Like they don't know any of this. And so they've got him up in a penthouse with his girlfriend, and they send him on missions, and there's something a little evil behind the scenes, and that hasn't fully been revealed yet. So I'm really enjoying this Amazing Spider-Man Beyond. So that's my number 2.
All right. Okay. I will. I'll take a sidestep from comics or comic writers. I would say that my number 2 pick for 2021 is probably gotta be the Guardians of the Galaxy video game.
I have not played this. I just picked it up with my Christmas money, and I have not had a chance to play.
You're not going to be disappointed.
That's what I've heard. I love Guardians.
This game came out of absolutely nowhere and just rocked me. I mean, wow. Like,
it looks beautiful.
I love video games. Like, I love just getting immersed into a new world where you get to like be the character and like you get to make these choices and it's you who is making it all play out and like be a part of the action and all that stuff. But man, let me tell you, like, I had just randomly heard about this game. Like, I had not seen any hype for it, no nothing. Like, and then just like a few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks before it dropped, they were like, "Oh yeah, hey, by the way, Guardians of the Galaxy game." I was like, "What? Where is this coming from?"
I feel like they had been plugging that Avengers game for years, the Square Enix Avengers game.
Yeah.
And then it came out, and it was
not great.
Not well liked. It was not great.
Great, yeah.
And
still played it, but
I mean, I played it. Yeah, I liked it all right.
Yeah.
The graphics were really good. The voice acting was cool.
Story was cool.
Cool. I didn't like the multiplayer aspects of it. That's just
never
not my
played
thing.
multiplayer.
I'm a single player player. I played World of Warcraft for a long time. I don't want to get back into like multiplayer stuff. But I enjoyed it all right. But I think because of how big of a flop Avengers was, Guardians just did not get that.
That breaks my heart.
And yeah, from everything
really
I've
does.
heard, Guardians of the Galaxy was an amazing game.
mean,
Like, it was a runner for like Game of the Year. Like,
dude, as it should be. I mean, seriously, like, I was expecting it to be like, oh, okay, I'll just kind of have some fun playing as the Guardians of the Galaxy. It is not that.
Yeah. This doesn't have any multiplayer aspects, right?
No.
Yeah.
This is just
player,
a solo
Square
campaign
Enix game. Yeah.
And wow. Like, it's like every chapter of the game, they just swept you away with something so out, like, there are so many things that are coming up in this game that you don't know about that you can't prepare yourself for. Wow. And when it happens, you're going to be like, what? It's like, okay. And then you get to dive into it and actually take part in it. And it is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I mean,
I can't wait to play it. I have it. I bought it like 2 weeks ago, and
I was gonna put Spider-Man Miles Morales in my number 2 spot, and then I remembered, oh wait, Guardians of the Galaxy game dropped, and
I heard Miles Morales was really good too.
Miles Morales was amazing.
Yeah,
no pun intended. I mean, it was such a great game. Every Spider-Man game is, but this Guardians of the Galaxy game, I have to give it to that because 1, the story is like exponentially longer. 2, the story is exponentially crazier, and also there was just so much more to it. Like dialogue, like you get to like choose how you interact with your teammates, and like you kind of like choose dialogue options and like kind of shift and shape the story and the relationships as it goes. I mean, man, it was insane. So yeah, that's my number 2. I will die on that hill. That game is amazing, and everyone should play it.
I can't wait to play it.
If you like games, go play it. Your money well spent. I promise you that.
All right, so my number 1.
It's game time.
I mean, so of course all of mine are comic books because I'm a comic nerd. But my favorite comics are X-Men. Have always been X-Men. Will always be X-Men. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, it seems like all 3 of these are the ending of an era, and this is the ending of Hickman's.
Hey, it's fun. We ended 2021.
Yeah.
We're on it as it shade. It's all the circle of life. Okay.
Brett sing.
Here we go.
So the Hickman's run has now ended on X-Men. Yes. So he gave a big kind of F you can't change my stuff at the very end of Inferno, and it was great.
Oh, Hickman.
It was great.
Oh, boy.
So throughout this year, the X-Men books have just been amazing. Sword by Al Ewing has been awesome. It's like a cosmic level book. So we had the Hellfire Gala earlier in the year. Mm-hmm. So this is apparently an event they're going to do every year. They're already planning this year's Hellfire Gala.
Oh.
And basically,
all
12 X-Men books tied into they just tied into this one night.
Into that event.
Yeah, it was just one night, and
that's cool.
The major event that happened was they terraformed Mars and turned it into Krakoa.
I heard you, yeah.
And so that is now the capital of our solar system. It's run by mutants. They just declared it, and it was. I mean, And there are humans that are fighting against it, but
of course, yeah, naturally.
But I mean, what are they gonna do? They don't have superpowers.
Yeah, it's very, very true.
Yeah,
okay.
But yeah,
I
so
mean,
they terraformed Mars,
for them, I guess.
turned it into a habitable planet, and then moved all of the mutants. There were 2 islands. There was Krakoa and Arakoa, and they moved all of the mutants from Arakoa to Mars.
Oh, just from Arakoa?
Yeah.
Oh, so there are still mutants on Earth.
There are still mutants on Krakoa on Earth.
Okay.
So Arakoa was a brutal like it was kind of in another dimension, I guess. It's like kind of hard to explain, but it was like mutants went there thousands of years ago, and they created their own civilization, and it was like brutal. Gladiator, and
kind of assume, kill or be killed, kind of.
So there was a crossover at the end of last year called the Ten of Swords, or X of Swords, Ten of Swords, and basically it was just one-on-one sword fighting, like one mutant from Krakoa, one from Arakoa, and they would fight each other, and the mutants of Earth won. Spoilers. And
spoilers.
Yeah, so they're kind of in charge of mutants for both islands, both realms, whatever.
That's cool.
And so Storm is the president of Arakoa now.
Good.
I mean,
she's
in charge.
Yeah.
And what's funny is the mutants from there keep trying to challenge her, and these are big monstrous dudes with crazy powers, and Storm just destroys all of them.
I mean,
barely even breaks a sweat.
She's like an Omega level.
I mean, she is.
Mutant. Yeah, that's okay.
So all of that happened, and then there's been a lot of political intrigue going on with the Quiet Council. So the Quiet Council is what runs the Krakoa.
Right, it's got Xavier. They had Sabretooth, but he was a douche.
No.
Sucked him into...
Sabretooth was never on the Quiet Council.
Oh, right, he was on trial for
murdering a human.
Yeah.
You cannot kill a human. You can kill mutants, but you cannot kill a human. And so he's getting a book this year. I'm very excited.
Oh my god!
It
was Xavier, Mr. Sinister,
Magneto,
Mystique, Magneto, and
there's a lot of them.
I know the council of which
Shaw,
you speak. Okay,
I mean, there's 12 of them, on there, and it keeps changing. So Exodus is on there. So there's been a lot of political intrigue. Inferno was everything kind of came to a head. This is the last book that Hickman wrote for X-Men, and it was a 4-issue miniseries. And basically, so there had been a prophecy that Destiny had made years ago. So Destiny was Mystique's wife, okay?
Yeah.
And she was a clairvoyant.
Yep.
And so years ago, she's like, there will be an island. They're going to offer you the thing you want most in life. And if they don't give it to you, burn it all down. And so the thing she wants most in life is Destiny's been dead for years and years and years. She wants her wife back. And the mutants can bring mutants back. But Moira McTaggart, who is now a mutant, her power is reincarnation. Every time she dies, everything just restarts from where she's born. Everything restarts. So she's lived 10 lives already. Okay.
That was explained in House of X Powers of 10.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So she's lived 10 lives, and she is, lived every one of them differently, and the course of her life has changed, how mutants.
She's been an integral role in it.
Yeah, she's been an integral role in every single one of them. So in this one, she worked with Xavier and Magneto to build this world, and she's like, but if you bring a clairvoyant back, they're going to know about me, and they're going to know about the future, and this whole thing ends. So, So,
oh boy.
Mystique, of course, can become anybody. That's her power, right?
Right, yeah.
So she becomes Xavier and all these different things. Basically, she brings Destiny back. Brings her into the Quiet Council and says, I want her on the Quiet Council. And Xavier and Magneto are freaking out, and Mystique has gone behind all of their backs and bribed every single member of
The
the
council.
Quiet Council, all the other members,
Wow.
to vote in favor of Destiny coming back or coming into the Quiet Council, and yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, it was great. It was so great.
Okay.
Like, I am so sad to see Hickman leaving the book. Apparently there was some behind the scenes drama of
I mean, isn't there always?
right. He wanted to go. He had a 3-step plan. He's still in the first phase, and Marvel doesn't want to move on to the second phase of it. They're liking it so much that they just don't want to move on from it. So he's like, okay, you know what? Y'all do your thing. I'm gonna go do my Substack. They do have some amazing writers coming in the new year.
Oh, I'm sure they'll put X-Men and all the titles that are ending or shifting. I'm sure they will all get put in very capable hands.
Oh yeah,
I have no doubt.
Kieran Gillen is coming in to do
nice.
Immortal X-Men, which is going to be about the Quiet Council.
How do I know that name?
Kieran Gillen, he did Uncanny X-Men back at the end of their run. He did Wicked and the Divine, which is one of my favorite books. It was an Image book.
I was gonna say I know that word. I know that name. I know that work. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. So he's going to be doing the Immortal X-Men, which is the Immortal X-Men, and that is that book's gonna be based around the Quiet Council.
Okay.
There's going to be Secret X-Men. I forget who's writing that one. But a lot of the same writers are staying around. There's X-Men Red. It's going to be take place on Arakoa, and it's written by Al Ewing. Love Al Ewing. He was the one that wrote Sword, and I love Sword.
Okay.
But yeah, so a lot of the same people are
sticking around.
Yeah, Benjamin Percy is writing 10 Lives of Wolverine, 10 Deaths of Wolverine. And he's been writing Wolverine and X-Force. So then we're getting Knights. What is it called? Knights of X or something like that. That's going to be the continuation of Excalibur. So there's a lot of really cool books coming this year.
So the whole run of X-Men in 2021 was just your top.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it was just.
Okay.
I love X-Men, and Hickman's run of X-Men has just been.
Yeah, I mean, I was very impressed with his Powers of House of X, Powers of 10. I got the hard collected edition of that. That was great.
What was great is, X-Men had been the bastard children of Marvel for years because it wasn't, the movie rights weren't under the MCU umbrella.
Yeah.
Well, in 2019, they bought Fox. They literally spent billions of dollars to buy Fox, and they got all these cool properties. But the only reason they bought it was to get Fantastic Four and X-Men back. That's it. That's the whole reason they did it. They're going to make so much money off Fantastic Four and X-Men when it comes out.
Yeah, so much.
And they're going to do Fantastic Four right. I mean...
Oh, yeah. Finally.
So, yeah, that was my number one.
Okay. No, I love it. That's great. I mean, that's just that's a lot of content. I mean, it's holding true to I mean, you even got the Wolverine hoodie on.
Yeah,
you know
so my birthday's at the end of the month, but my wife decided to give me my birthday present just a little early because, a little cold outside.
That is
this
sweet.
is just really sick Wolverine hoodie.
So, speaking of really sick things, my number one pick, I mean, to me, this kind of, I mean, it should go without saying, Spider-Man No Way Home.
What? You didn't like that movie.
Like, that has to be.
It's such a good movie.
Number one. It
such a good
has
movie.
to. Of all the movies that came out this year, I mean, Venom Let There Be Carnage, great. Shang-Chi, great. Black Widow, great. Like, I don't even know what other ones came out, but Eternals, great. Like, but Spider-Man No Way Home.
Do you know that
was the best thing of 2021?
Disney has submitted it for numerous. So you have to submit films for the Academy Awards, and they've submitted it for every award that they could possibly get, including Best Picture. So we'll see what happens. I hope it gets nominated.
I feel, if it does, it's just going to solidify why it is my number one favorite thing.
Can you imagine a Spider-Man movie winning Best Picture?
I could. Have you? Because you've seen it. You
can imagine. It. Yeah, well, I can.
If you have seen the movie, you can understand why it would win all of it.
And I hope it does. I absolutely hope it does. I just feel the Academy is stupid.
I don't think they're.
I will have a lot more respect for them if they actually give the movie of the year the Best Movie of the Year award.
Well, here's my thing.
Because no other movie has been better than that movie.
Well, even and it shows in numbers. Like, their sales just crushed every other movie that came out this
during
year.
a pandemic.
Like,
the pandemic's not over.
It is
COVID's still crazy.
down the most money-making movie of 2021, and the best movie. Like the most watchable and enjoyable film of the year.
I don't give a lot of credence to Rotten Tomatoes stuff. You know, that kind of thing.
I don't either.
But one statistic that I thought was very impressive was it has the highest audience rating of any movie that has 20,000 or more votes. It is sitting at 98% approval from audience.
I mean,
how much better can you get?
As it should. Like again, the movie was a masterpiece.
No, I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about this movie. Period.
And if you do,
just punch them in the face.
Just
punch them in the face.
Eject them out of your life immediately because they are toxic. I mean, I can't imagine, even if you don't like superheroes at all, like, you can't watch this movie and be like, no, like, the actors that are in it are of the highest,
It's funny because, you know, people would always kind of dog on Andrew Garfield's run of Spider-Man, and then he comes back and does this, and everybody's like, oh my god, we were way too harsh on him. He's amazing.
I'm telling you. And I thought it was funny how he kind of like played to that, where he was the sad one of the group, you know what I mean? Like, life's hard, he lost his girlfriend, everybody hated it. Like,
oh man, when Tobey Maguire was like, no, you're amazing. You're amazing.
You're amazing. He's like, hey, say it. You're amazing.
You're amazing.
He's like, thanks guys. I needed that. Like, and we didn't really even get to talk about that movie as much as I would have liked us to when we did our episode on that due to time constraints. But I mean, there was just so much to unpack in that movie. If you had watched all the other movies and you've been a fan for however long, like, that was fan service.
There was so much fan
the
service.
max.
Yeah.
I mean, they even did the meme where they're all pointing at each other.
I would have been so upset had that not happened in the movie at some point, and they weren't super obvious about it either.
Yeah, it was real.
It just kind of happens.
It just happened. Like, hey, wait, hey. It was
so well made.
It was the best thing of 2021 in my opinion.
It was.
I truly
excellent.
I did not enjoy any other bit of content as much as I did that movie. That was, I mean, right here. Just oh man, that was it for me. That was the peak, the pinnacle, and I'm just so glad that we got that. And honestly, all the things, and there were so many other amazing things from 2021. Like all the movies we just talked about, like all the other games, like the other comics. Like, I mean, 2021.
I read a lot of comics this year. And there's so many good ones. Like, I had to really think on which ones, like, I would say were the best. Like,
I think I mean, if I had to guess, I read maybe 10 omnibus this year. In last year.
Yeah.
Like, each one is 50 plus issues. So I mean, and that's just omnibus. Oh,
I keep a spreadsheet
Heaven
of
help me.
comic books because I'm that nerd.
I mean, as you should. You have 10,000.
I'm working on alphabetizing them right now. Trust me, I know how many I have.
That's real. Hey, but you know what though? I'm telling you right now, having a well organized and alphabetized collection, gives it a certain level.
That way before, but like,
it just gets away.
Working in a comic book store. Oh god, like I sort comics all day here. I don't want to go home and sort comics. I as of last night, except for my small stack of to read, everything is bagged and boarded and taped. Well, so I had stacks of stuff that wasn't bagged and boarded. So all that's bagged and boarded now. I had long boxes of stuff that wasn't taped. All of it's taped. That's the worst part, is taping it. Oh god. Nice. So yeah,
good way to start off 2022, man. Look,
get it all organized. I have to have it done by the end of next weekend because my wife, the comics are in our office, and my wife starts school again. So
so it's about to get real.
Semester. Yeah. So I have to get this done.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I have a spreadsheet of I've read every single Marvel comic that came out this year. Literally every Marvel comic that came out this year.
Yeah, no, you're on one. You're on a whole. You're up here. I'm somewhere down. Yeah, that's a whole nother level of insanity. But hey, kudos to you. I mean, I respect that. You were really in the hobby, my man. That's real life.
So I've read a lot of DC. I read a lot of I started with Future State, which came out in February on DC, and I read till about August, September, almost everything that came out that was in continuity, and I ended up just having to give up on it because it was good.
There's just so much going on.
It was just I like Marvel more.
I was about saying you're more of a Marvel guy anyway, so it just makes sense.
I mean, I've probably read 90+% of every Marvel comic since 2015 when I started collecting it.
That's insane.
But this year.
That's insane.
I have a spreadsheet. I've literally read every single book that came out this year. I own every single book that came out this year. Yeah.
And this is why you have a ridiculous collection that is just just needs to just be sold at auction or something.
Oh no, can't do that.
Jeez.
Yeah. So you can see right here, just all these million tabs here and stuff like that. Marvel 2020. So 2020, all those X's, that's stuff that I read. And you can see there's some gaps in there. Then you get down to 2021. Those ones that were little gaps in there, Ultraman, and I actually have read those. I just need to go back and put them. Just read those this weekend. So yeah, that finished everything. Yeah.
That is nerd alert. Okay, that's next level, man.
So yeah, Trial of the Ultraman was the last thing that I had to read,
and you read it.
Read it. Yeah, those are the only ones I didn't buy. So I said I bought everything. I did not buy the Ultraman books. Just Ultraman's not my thing, but I read them on Marvel Unlimited. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, kudos to you, man. That's that's next level. Maybe one day I will achieve that level of having the time to.
I don't expect it. I mean, it's what I do for a living. So,
right, yeah, it makes it easier, yeah.
And you should see me on Wednesday mornings, I am over there just upselling comics. Oh man, I read this last night. It's amazing. So, I get the comics usually Monday or Tuesday.
Get a little,
and so I get them a little bit early. Go read, what I'm gonna read, and then Wednesday.
And when it drops, you can hype it up. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Some books I have to hype up. Some books, Thor. Somebody came in and just bought every Thor I had. So,
wow. Okay. I mean, there you go.
Hey,
okay.
So, some of them need hype. Some of them don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our 2021, guys. Let us know in the comments what your favorite thing from 2021 was. Whether it was a movie, a game, a comic, or anything nerd related. Let us know.
One last thing I want to throw out there. We just got a pretty amazing collection in. If you are a Walking Dead fan,
now's the time to come in.
I just got
Let me get out of this.
3.
You can see it.
Issue 3 through the end. It's missing about 50 issues, but it has almost every key. I have sold the 19 out of it, which was first Michonne. But I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a 9.6 graded first appearance of the Governor. So this is $400.
Very nice.
I've got first Ezekiel. I've got some signed by Tony Daniels. So I've got a 24, a 10, and a 6. So 10 is the first appearance of Herschel and Maggie. Did you ever watch Walking Dead? Okay, so season 2 on the farm. So I've got that. And then 6 is the death of Shane. So nice. I have that. What's funny is I've never read all of Walking Dead. So there's a lot.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is they're releasing Walking Dead Deluxe right now, and it's just a colorized version of Walking Dead because originally it was black and white.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And they're releasing them every 2 weeks. So I'm reading through that. So they're on issue 30. I'm on issue 30, right? So I'm going through pricing this collection out and going through Key Collector and pricing these.
Yeah.
So many spoilers. Death of Lori, death of blah blah blah, death of blah blah blah. It's well, I see what I've got to look forward to.
Man, come on.
Downside of working in a comic store.
Yeah, no, okay. Have somebody else price those out so you don't ever.
Right.
That's hilarious. But great time to come in and get some good Walking
Dead.
Yeah,
we've got so many Walking Dead. I don't even have it all out yet. I still have a bunch in the back I haven't priced. I pulled out all the kind of big issues, all the graded stuff, and So yeah. So
That's
if you're looking
awesome.
for any Walking Dead, I have a lot of it.
Love it. Well, guys, that's our show. Tune in next week where we will be talking about things that we're excited for 2022. We're going to talk about big things coming up, things that we're
Movies,
excited about.
comics,
Yeah, all the things and stuff. Just
shows.
kind of, things that are in the rumblings, things that may be getting pushed back or canceled, or just all the things and stuff. All the news that we know about for 2022. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll kind of give you guys a little heads up on what's going on in the beautiful year of 2022. Hope that you guys enjoyed. Hope you had a wonderful New Year's.
Want to throw one last thing out there?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I want to say big congratulations to Brett and his new fiancee.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
He proposed.
Yes, I did. Yep, got
So
engaged on
fiance
New Year's
lives,
Eve when the
and-
ball dropped.
yeah.
It was wonderful. I'm very
The
excited.
pictures were beautiful.
Yes,
and
they turned
so-
out really nice. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with that. So yeah, no,
big congratulations.
great way to start the year. So
That
yeah,
is-
looking.
that is awesome,
Thank
man.
you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
So we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.